Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our sisters. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, my story, it goes on like this. It started when I was still back home in Zim. So me and my husband, we were experiencing a lot of problems. I was married to someone who was an illegal gold miner. You know, these guys that are called Makorokoza, those ones that go for gold mining, but they do it illegally. You know that it is very hard for you to control such a man. They do whatever they want to do, and they drink a lot of alcohol, and they chase after a lot of women since they make this quick money. So this guy regularly, when he would come back home and when he would sleep with me, then I will always have an each private part. I didn't know what was going on until I went to the clinic and I was told that if your husband is sleeping with different women and if he's not being hygienic about it, like when he goes to sleep with another woman not using protection, then he comes and sleeps with you without using also protection. Sometimes he would not even bath his manhood. He would go to his girlfriend, have sex, and come and he would have sex with me again without washing his private parts. So this started to cause yeast infection. I was then taught by those nurses, I was then told by those nurses to bring him with me to the clinic so that we can also receive the same treatment, and his girlfriends as well, they had to be treated for yeast infection. Otherwise it was going to be hopeless. He will keep on reinfecting me. When I told him this story, Brother Nashi, he then took this other iron bar, that one that they use when they are busy digging up for gold. He started hitting me with that iron bar until my hand was broken. I was rushed to the hospital. I stayed in hospital for a very long time. When I came out of hospital, that was when he apologized and he paid me with a cow. He went to my parents and he paid me with a cow. And my parents said, you can go back to your husband. But I didn't want to go back to my husband. I was tired of being beaten up, of being cheated on. But my parents, when they saw that he had brought a cow with him asking for my forgiveness, they said that your man loves you a lot. So that is how I returned back to my ex-husband. When I returned back to him, when we were staying together, then he apologized to me and he said that he was out of order and he wanted me to bring me back in order. I said, how? He then said, some other clever women, I usually hear that clever women, they go with their husbands to some prophets so that they can have this central locking system done on them. So I want you to go with me so that we can do this central locking system, so that even if I try to have sexual intercourse with another woman who is not you, my manhood will never go erect. So we went to this other white garment prophet, but this white garment prophet, he wears those yellow garments. That is the place where we went to. This prophet then started to assist me and my husband. I was then given this other thread that I was supposed to tie around my waist. As long as I had that thread tied around my waist, my husband will never be able to make love to any other woman who is not me. So we stayed for a very long time and my husband was changing, but when it came to drinking beer, he could not change. That was when I dumped him and I spoke with my other friend who was already here in South Africa with her husband. Both of them, they were working on the farm, even though right now I am also working on the farm, but we moved from that farm. We are now working on another farm. But as for my friend, we left her at that farm. So when she told me that she actually had space for me, I can actually come and then I can stay with her whilst I was looking for a job. I came and they sent their boss to come and pick me up. The boss was really a nice man, and then I started staying at the farm compound with my friend and her husband. The only challenge that I was facing was that these guys, they were staying in a one-roomed house. They had only divided their house with the curtain, that room that we were staying in. So the moment that they will think that I am sleeping, then my friend will start to make those morning sounds, showing that her husband was like a beast in bed. And later on, indeed, I found out that indeed this man is truly gifted down there. That is why my friend could not resist to let out those morning sounds. So I then started to get attracted to her own husband, until one day her husband, when we were alone, my friend had gone out. She had gone to buy some washing powder. Then we were left alone. Then my friend's husband smacked me on my friend's husband smacked me on my back area. Then I also smacked him back. The next thing that happened, he was busy kissing me and he said, please just give me. So we only did like a 2-minute quickie thing because my friend was going to come back very soon. From there on, he started treating me as if I was his second wife, until my friend started to notice. But I said, I will never do such a thing. I then found a job, but at another farm where I am currently working and staying with my friend's husband. And what would happen is that soon after work, my friend's husband will complain and say, let me go and meet up with her, and then you will come and pick me up, since it was like a long distance at the place where I was working. So by the time that I would arrive at the place where my friend was staying with her husband, it would be somewhere around 8 or so late at night. So that is what we were doing. My friend's husband will come and pick me up or meet me halfway. As we will be walking back to his place, we will then find a spot like just close to a tree. Then I will be holding that tree as you will be busy making love to me. And then my husband's friend said, is there anything that we can do? Because I want you, but I want my wife to understand that I want you. I want to tell her that I want you to become my second wife, but I do not know how she is going to react. Is there any way that we can actually make her to become like a zombie? So we started thinking. The other thing that my friend's husband did, he once brought those pills when he had gone to town. You know, those pills that are called appetito. So he came with those pills, and we then placed those pills in water. It was like an overdose. After I had finished cooking, that was when I dished the food. So I then gave my friend a glass of water that contained all of those appetito pills. Like it was a full packet of those pills. I just dropped them in there, and then I gave her the water to drink. She even complained, and she said that the water had a funny taste to it. After she had drank that water, she started to complain, and she said that she was extremely feeling tired, and she slept, Brother Nashi. The moment that she fell asleep, that was when her husband got off from the bed and came on the other side of the room. Then we started making love. We made love throughout the night. So constantly, that was what we were doing to my friend, and she was getting sick by the day. She could not even go to work sometimes because she was always sleepy, because we were inserting these appetito pills in the juice, in the water that she would be drinking. This was never enough for me and my friend's husband. We then thought of going to this other prophet, but then I remembered that there was this other prophet who had assisted me when I was still back home in Zim. So I spoke with my friend's husband and I told him about this prophet, and he bought some airtime, and I called my mom. My mom then gave me the contacts of that prophet. Then spoke with that prophet, and I told that prophet what I wanted to happen. I wanted my friend to actually dump her own husband, and I wanted her husband to only look at me. That was when that prophet asked me if I could find this other charm that is called Beka Minangedwa. Then went and I bought that charm from the Chinese shop and some other charms that he told me to buy, and I started to use those charms whilst I was staying with my friend and her husband. And her husband was now crazy about me. That was when I was told that I had to buy some rat poison. When I was told that I had to buy some rat poison, I was scared because I thought that the prophet wanted me to kill my best friend, but he said, no, 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 no. This red poison that you are going to buy, I'm going to inform you what you are supposed to do. You are supposed to wait when your friend is on her periods, and when you see that she is on her periods, I want you to take that used sanitary pad of yours, and when you are handling it, do not think as if it is something that is gross. Smile, laugh, and actually sing happy songs so that the charms can work. So as for my friend, whenever she was on her period, her husband would tell me, and I could actually tell that my friend is on her period because she would have those painful periods. I then took the sanitary pad as well as the chilies that the prophet had told me to buy, those like red chilies. And after I had taken all of these things, I then cut a little piece of the sanitary pad on that side where the blood will be at, and I took that small part and I threw away the sanitary pad, and I started to mix the chilies, the red poison, as well as that used sanitary pad. And then I wrote everything that I wanted to happen. I said, you, my friend Susan, not her real name, I want you to dump your husband. Your husband is now mine. Yes, your husband is now mine. This is the end of your relationship. As I will be burning this piece of paper, I want you to run away from your husband. I want you to start cheating on your husband. I want you to be a woman who is not pleasant to stay with. And then I mixed everything and I started burning. I burnt all of that stuff, and I was told that the ashes, I was supposed to collect them, and after I had collected them, I had to place the ashes inside her shoe. So she had this other gumboot that she used to wear when she would be going to work. So I took those ashes and I placed it inside one of her gumboots. So she wanted to become a yellow bone. What she will do is that she will take those plastic bags like from Spa, then she will then insert her feet in those plastic bags, then she will tie those plastic bags because she wanted to be a yellow bone. So the theory was that when the sun will be hot, as the heat will be trapped inside that plastic bag, then you will start to become like a yellow bone, then the darker skin will start to disappear, then you will become a yellow bone. So I knew that even if I will insert some ashes into a gumboot, the one that she used when she will be going to work, she will never notice the ashes. So I inserted the ashes and she went to work. From there on, Brother Nashi, she started to become from that day, she became a stubborn woman, and her husband started to complain. Then they started to fight, and whenever they will be fighting, then I'll go outside and I'll start to laugh and I'll say, yes, yes, this is happening. There was a time when she came to me, she was really desperate, and she said, I am about to leave this man, oh dear sister. And I begged her and I said, no, let me leave. Let me try to find another room so that I can stay far away from you guys. Maybe I am the reason as to why you guys are fighting. She then said, no, 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 dear sister. My husband loves you as if you are my little sister. I love you like you are my own blood sister. You will never do such a thing to me. Please do not leave. But I insisted. One day when I was coming back from work, I then came and I picked up my clothes and I told her that I had found another room. So what I wanted to happen was that I wanted them to fight so much that her husband will dump her. One night, my friend's husband came to my place and told me that they had been fighting. And I said, if you have been fighting for a very long time with that stupid wife of yours, so why even bother return to her? Because my hands are wide open for you. He said, like, for real? And I said, yes, I love you with all of my heart and soul. That is how I started staying with him, and now we are husband and wife. Yes, I know that people will judge me, but in this world that we are living, it is not every man that is a good man that is willing to marry you. At that time, I had targeted his bonus money because as December was fast approaching, I knew that if he was going to stay with me, then it was going to be quite easy for me to convince him to go and marry me first. And that is what we did. I got married on the 18th of December. That is when we went back home. He quickly collected his mother's brother, the uncle, and we went and we did the lobola negotiations with the bonus that his boss gave him. And I am enjoying life, Brother Nash. Do I regret? No, I don't regret, because in this world that we are living, if you just pretend to be someone that is good, then nothing good is going to happen in your life. Take me as an example. I was a good woman once when I was married the first time, but my husband, all that he could do was cheat on me with different women, give me STIs. So I decided to take full control of my life. And I saw that my friend's husband is gifted in bed. He is a very good sized manhood. I said, then this is it. Let me take him. I want him to be mine. And indeed, he became mine. Hi, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister right there. Do you have any friend that you trust? Ladies, do you have any friend that you trust so much that you can tell her to come and stay with you in a one-roomed house with your husband? Will you do that? Strange things do happen in this world.